Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most hilarious thing you've ever read, and I'm going to explain to you why it's so amusing. Trump could be charged with violating the Espionage Act. Yahoo News, former DOJ National Security Chief says. That is hilarious for a number of reasons. First of all, according to PolitiFact, the president can, quote, classify and declassify at will. Now, Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State could not do that. Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State, when she had top secret and special access program intelligence on servers, by the way, that were unencrypted for 3 months. Business Insider, Hillary Clinton's servers contained SAP level communication. That's Business Insider. Then Politico, Clinton's servers had classified material beyond top secret. Time magazine, Hillary Clinton found to be more emails found to be more than top secret. NBC News, Hillary Clinton emails held info beyond top secret, special access program intelligence. So you know the nonsense, but her emails. It's but her emails. Wonderful, highly educated, morally superior, absolutely fantastic, almost always apoplectic liberal Democrats love to believe fake, phony public relations spins. It wasn't just emails. It was top secret and special access program intelligence running on servers that, according to Forbes, Clinton's email servers were unencrypted for 3 months. And Fortune, for 3 months, Hillary Clinton's emails was unencrypted, okay, open, vulnerable to obvious, countries infiltrating the emails. So you can look, and it's just public record knowledge. It wasn't about her emails. It was about an email setup where top secret and special access program intelligence was transferred from secure government locations within the United States government onto servers outside of the United States government. These servers were unencrypted for 3 months, and they were running without apparently even President Obama's knowledge. And he was the only one who could classify and declassify data and material, just like Trump, who was president, regardless of what Hollywood and wonderful, highly educated liberal Democrats think is reality. He was their president for 4 years. Now, according to PolitiFact, like I said again, quote, the president, after all, is the commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, according to Article 2 of the Constitution, the court's majority wrote. So they're talking about a majority ruling in the 1988 Supreme Court case, Department of Navy versus Egan. Quote, his authority to classify and control access to information bearing on national security flows primarily from this constitutional investment of power in the president and exists quite apart from any explicit congressional grant. So they want to say, oh, well, he broke the Espionage Act because of boxes he had, because the National Archives said that he had classified data. So what? He had classified data as president with the ability to declassify anything he wanted to classify or declassify anything he wanted to as president. Okay? It's very different from a Secretary of State running private servers because she has a foundation along with her former president husband, Bill. Oh, leave me out of this. Who had schemes just like Hunter, where beneficial treatment was taking place or given to people who gave hundreds of millions of dollars to their foundation, in Hunter's case to Hunter's businesses. Then on CNN, the anchor said, oh, well, Trump wanted to go after his political rivals. There were 25 examples. Those people committed crimes. Those people actually committed crimes. Trump did not. So when it's funny because when Trump says, you know what, the Durham probe special counsel is going to find out why Comey and Strzok and McCabe and Clapper and all these people set me up, then they say he's going after his direct political rivals. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Trump never worked with the Kremlin. He was set up and framed. Trump was actually telling the truth. It was media and the Federal Bureau of Investigation and everyone else not telling the truth, setting him up and framing him with a dossier purchased by Clinton. Now they're trying to say, well, they're going to investigate him via the Espionage Act or charge him via the Espionage Act, which is absolutely hilarious. He had the authority to classify and declassify, and they were boxes at Mar-a-Lago. They weren't 4 years of servers that were easily, almost certainly easily infiltrated by every single foreign intelligence official. Even Michael Hayden stated that. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and the Nuclear Confrontation channel. Become a member of this channel. And also, ladies and gentlemen, to my super thanks below is greatly appreciated. Very kind of you also. If you want to give a super thanks next to the like and the share buttons. If you want to support my work long term, ladies and gentlemen, my Patreon is below. If you want to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, go to hagoodman.com. I wrote a lot about Clinton's top secret intelligence on servers. You know what? You can just, it's, and like I wrote a lot about that in The Huffington Post, The Hill, Salon. So, and that's also on hagoodman.com. You can read my writing there as well, like I said. But on H.A. Goodman, The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist on hagoodman.com. But also I should have some articles on the Clinton email servers. You can just type in my name and then the servers or Clinton emails. You can see it's completely different. So what they're trying to do, and you'll get all the articles that I wrote. I wrote an article in the Congress blog in The Hill, like when it first came out. About the National Security Association, National Security Agency, sorry, having all of her emails anyway. Okay, but anyway, you're talking about they're trying desperately to go after Trump because inflation's at 9.1%. We might find out inflation is at 8.7% tomorrow. Who cares? The inflation rate was at 2% when Trump left office. So you go from 2% to close to 9% or 9.1%. You go from a V-shaped recovery to a recession. You go from oil prices where they were to oil prices close to $5 at one point nationally. And the demand for oil it's very bizarre. The demand has still outpaced supply. You're gonna see oil go way back up to 110, 120 within a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And interest rates continue to go up. And real wages continue to go down 4.4%. And you have a situation where with Trump, household median incomes were at record highs with poverty at record lows. And poverty, by the way, is at 15%. We had a 10% poverty rate with Trump in 2019. It's Democrats and media and experts and the highly educated among us who wanted to shut down and end all economic activity. That was not a Trump policy. That was the policy of the wonderful establishment that's going after Trump. Furthermore, there's this absurd notion that because the current director was hired by Trump, therefore he's a loyalist of Trump, and even the loyalist is going after Trump. This is nonsense. This is like Liz Cheney and Kinzinger don't like Trump, so therefore it's subjective. No. Okay, very simple. The Republican Party still is not really going to bat for Trump. It's still not really helping Trump. I mean, Mitch McConnell's dealing with floods in Kentucky. I understand that, but also he's not speaking out about this. Trump Republicans will take over the House. There's also another political consideration. Trump Republicans are going to take over the House, and there will be endless investigations of Hunter, of Joe. There will be impeachments. You're going to find out actual criminal behavior. At a certain point, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just, Trump is going after his rivals, and then, it's just his rivals going after him. They didn't give him a moment's rest. They committed the crimes with everything from private servers with top secret intel, Uranium One with you could look can you imagine if in Trump's administration we had the geopolitical nightmare in Europe, and he also, so that country was invaded by you-know-who under Trump. Could you imagine? And he also didn't veto the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity after his Secretary of State's foundation was given millions from a corporation eventually owned by you-know-who in Moscow. Could you imagine? But could you imagine? Just flip the script and have Trump in playing the role of the Clintons or Hunter or Joe. They would never stand for it. Do you understand? So there's a complete double standard. Trump had the power to classify and declassify, and he didn't have like unless somebody broke into his room and looked at the National Archive boxes, which, by the way, don't have the identities of top intel officials like Clinton did on her servers. Clinton had satellite photos in North Korea. She did like all of these things, and she was Secretary of State. Okay, then she deleted 30,000 emails. Whether or not there was a subpoena is kind of irrelevant. Like, even when Trump brings that up, it's very important, but at the same time, it doesn't matter whether you had the subpoena or not. If you delete 30,000 emails without government oversight after you've already stored classified data along with personal data, you've committed a crime there. And then when James Comey went to bat and said, well, gosh, there was no intent, he deliberately took the country into a new arena. That would never have taken place in American history. Even J. Edgar Hoover was less corrupt, you could say, than James Comey. Even J. Edgar Hoover had a better moral compass than Comey or McCabe or even this director, Wray. Because you're looking at, like, the FBI director should not be leveling the agency against a political candidate unless the political candidate or politician or official committed a crime. Clinton did commit crimes. She got away with them. It is a crime. It is a crime to store top secret intel on private servers. It's also a crime to even have private servers. It was never about but her emails. It was but her top secret intelligence on private servers. It was but her top secret emails. I have two very short books on Amazon talking about this. Okay? But her emails and but her top secret but her top secret emails. And debunking the Trump-Russia myth. And so you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where where there's a complete double standard on this. You have crimes committed by Democrats. Hunter, Hillary, Joe. Their crimes are actually documented within emails, within text messages. You have Peter Strzok saying, we'll stop Trump. I mean, Strzok and McCabe and Comey, they knew Clinton committed crimes. They knew Hunter was committing crimes. They knew that Trump wasn't, but they didn't like Trump. So they went after him. And that's the situation. That's the situation. It's an unfortunate, situation. But like, Comey didn't do what he needed to do. He could have simply said, look, it is a crime. Then Bernie Sanders would have won. By the way, Bernie Sanders would have defeated Trump. And all of those people, there's one YouTube liberal, he says he's a progressive, but whatever. I'm not even going to say anything. He went after me for saying that Clinton would get indicted. This is a long time ago when I actually was stupid enough to think that the FBI was completely apolitical, which the whole thing was like a setup and a cover-up, because it was President Obama's administration going to bat for the Democratic Party and then going after Trump. But it is an actual crime to store top secret and special access program intelligence on unencrypted servers. It's an actual crime to remove the data, because Clinton couldn't declassify anything. Also, it's impossible to do. Like James Comey and Strzok, the counterintelligence agent, yeah, okay. It is impossible to remove top secret and special access program intelligence from secure government locations unless there's an unwritten, unless President Obama gave tacit approval and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, all these agencies knew anyway. In which case they're condoning illegal activity, or that's something the American people should know about. which almost certainly that was the case. Almost certainly top intel officials knew Clinton had servers, but they didn't say anything about it. Or they didn't know and she committed the crimes, obviously. Either way, it's a crime. But see, what Trump did was he had boxes, and the National Archives is not an intel agency. All the intel agencies retroactively classified a whole bunch of emails. So now let's see if they retroactively classify emails in which, as president, he could have declassified. So again, and he's as a former president, he probably has certain powers also. For the life of me, I don't know why Trump doesn't announce his candidacy right today, tomorrow. I mean, if you're Trump, this is the thing. Also, like, one thing that Trump is doing wrong, ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes in, he's allowing them to do, either he's allowing them to do all these things and there's some kind of, because the thing is, like, he should have already launched his campaign, in which case it would have been it would look even worse, because they are going after their direct political rivals. The difference is Trump didn't commit a crime. When Trump says he's going to go after them, they did commit crimes. See, what people forget is that even though it's politics and both sides aren't really that clean and nice, one side is actually far more corrupt, and that's the Democratic Party. The Republican Party was far more corrupt under Bush. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel, right? I'll be back in a couple of hours. I should have a live stream later tonight around 10 p.m. Thank you.